Up to 1 million people in the UK have cancelled their broadband in the last year because of the high cost of living. That's according to Citizens Advice. The charity said those struggling could have benefited from cheaper social tariffs or special low-cost packages. The UK's communications watchdog Ofcom has warned that 4.3 million eligible people are missing out on the deals. Well, let's speak to Elizabeth Anderson, who's Chief Operating Officer of the Digital Poverty Alliance. She's joining us from Longfield in Kent. Thanks for making time to talk to us. What were your first thoughts when you saw this news that so many people have had to cancel their broadband?
Thank you, Nancy. I mean, it's absolutely terrible for us to see more and more people being pushed over the line into digital poverty. If you think about how many services have moved online, particularly post-pandemic, that rush to a digital world has really been accelerated. And thinking about kids, where nearly half of all their homework now is set online, it's not possible to go back to the old days. It's not possible to just rely on pen and paper when so much requires internet access, whether it's finding work, whether it's connecting with healthcare services and other essential provision that can now really only be found online.
And that's the thing, isn't it? The more we continue to rely on doing things digitally and online, the more this gap becomes a worry. Just how widespread is digital poverty in the UK?
It's much wider than people realise. So around 14 million people, 14 million, very rarely go online. And that's for a variety of reasons. It can be that people can't afford that initial outlay for a device, whether that's a phone, a tablet, a laptop. It can be the monthly bills, whether that's broadband, as the CAB have been talking about today, or even data. And it can also be around a lack of skills and confidence to get online, worrying whether being online is safe. But without any question, that cost and the impact of the cost of living crisis is having a major impact. And rather than digital poverty becoming a smaller issue, actually, arguably, the digital divide is continuing to grow.
And what are the interventions that you would recommend? What can be done about this? Because if we look at what Citizens Advice has been saying in this particular case, is that lots of people who actually could have had help, who were eligible for help to get broadband, just weren't getting it. So in this particular case, it seems like a communication issue.
There's a range of issues that are involved, and actually the Digital Poverty Alliance are releasing a national delivery plan on Monday at the House of Lords to begin looking at how government, industry, charities and communities can all come together to solve the issue. It's very complex. And that revolves around absolutely how do we increase the access to devices and connectivity? How do we raise awareness about both the issue of digital poverty and the need for people to have access to get online? It's not a luxury anymore, but also signpost people to the help that they can access, like the social tariffs, where only around 5% of those who are eligible have taken them up. And absolutely, the communications challenge around that is huge. It's also about skills. It's also about helping people to understand where they can find the support that they need. But most of all, it's about people coming together, organisations coming together, government signposting the importance of the issue to help people get online.
A real combined effort. Elizabeth Anderson from the Digital Poverty Alliance, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Around the world and across the UK, this is BBC News.